Today we will learn about the map reduce and filter in Python. So let's get started. Before getting into these topics, let's understand what is the problem statement. So right now we have a list 1, 2, 3, 4, and we wanted to square each element of it. So as in traditional way, what we will do is we'll create a function, or maybe what we will do is we'll create another list and then go through the each element of existing list, and we will append the same to the new list. And when we call it, we would be getting the squared element, right? Now let's talk about the map. What map does is, map has this signature where it takes the first argument as a function or a lambda, and the second argument as an interval. It could be list, it could be tuple. Okay, so how we can reduce this work? What we will do is by using the map. So let's do this. What if we wanted to solve this by using map? What we can do is map, we can create a function and we can pass this second argument as the list. Now we need a function which do this operation on each element of the list. So for that we need to create a function. Let's do that. We will just copy the signature of this, and here in this existing function what we are doing is we were basically running through each element and applying the logic. Here what we will do is we will just write the logic to apply on whatever the element that we are getting. So it's just simply square anything which comes as a part of this function, and that we will pass it here. Let's execute this. Okay, so I did not execute it before it running to the map function. As you can see this, we have got the squared element by using the map. Now we see that by using a very less work compared to the previous function what was doing, we got the square of that. Okay, the other thing is we can also use the lambda into this list map. How we can do it? We can simply use lambda x is equal to x. Okay, we have already x, so we'll select y, and we got the same result. As you can see that by using the lambda we map the each element of the list with this function of the lambda, and it's basically squared the element. This is about the map in Python. Now let's go to the filter. So as its name indicates, basically filter, what it does is it takes the two argument, first is the function name and the second is the iterable, and it applies the filters on the each element of the iterable and return the output. Now let's try it. What we are going to do is we will create a function. We'll just simply basically return any element if it is greater than 2. We'll just put that here. If x is greater than 2, 2 return x. Let's apply this. We will use the same list that we have already for the x, but since we are already taking the variable name x, we'll change this variable with y and run it. Now we will use the filter list filter, the function name which is map square. Here we'll say filter square. Let's run it. Filter square and pass the list, that's x, and let's run it. As we can see that we have got the list where the elements are greater than 2. So that's what the filter does. We can also use the lambda here again and do this job. For that, we'll use the same signature as lambda map and change this lambda y where y is greater than 2. As you can see that we have got the same output as previous. Okay, let's go ahead with the third one, that is called reduce. So reduce function is something that is a part of this basically function tools family. So we need to import that, and basically how it works is basically it's to a rolling addition or square of the each elements. So say for example, if we have a list and we wanted to do some rolling operation on top of it, we can use the reduce function, and at the end it will result only one element. So ultimately what it is going to do is it takes that argument, a treble argument, and takes the function, do the reduce job, and return a single element on top of it. Okay, so what we are going to do is, into this existing list that we have, that is x 1 2 3 4, which we already have initialized, but since it is on upside, so I'm just writing it again here. What we will try to do is we will try to multiply each element in the rolling fashion. So say for example, right now if you multiply 1 into 2, that will be 2, then 2 into 3, that will be 6, and then 6 into 4, that will be 24. Okay, let's try to achieve that using the reduce. So generally in a typical fashion, how we are going to do is we will iterate through this above list, and we will basically multiply with the new number inside a function, inside a for loop, with the existing product value. But by using the reduce, we can do this in a very effective way. So let's try to do this with reduce. So first we need to import this by using from func2 import reduce. Okay, now we will use the reduce function, and we have list that will pass, and here our function will go. Okay, we can write a lambda first x y comma z, and then y multiply z. So what it will do is it will take the first two elements of the above list, multiply with this each other, and then it will do a rolling multiply with the next element, and that whatever the product come, that will multiply with the next element, and this process will go until this list execution finishes. Okay, so let's run this. Okay, it says z is not defined. That's true, because we have not defined the z. Okay, let's try to rerun. Okay, as you can see, we have got a result as a 24. So what it does is 1 into 2 into 3 into 4, that will give us 24. I hope it makes sense. And this is about the map, reduce and filter functions. Please go through the exercises and let me know if you have any problem. Have a great day. Thank you.